Hi guys, this is Jane Celia, Bethesda Star, Targeted Shaman. I'm here to give you lesson number 3 on shamanism and healing. First of all, I wanted to say I'm having technological problems. My interview with Romola D, there's no sound. In the last video I did, it was cut from 20 minutes to 5 minutes, thereabouts. I put it up and it was 20, and then it was cut to 5. So yeah, if you see anything, just let me know. And generally, I can fix it. It may take me time. So I'm teaching a series on shamanism and healing. Shamanism is an ancient healing spirituality. There's Paleolithic and petroglyphs and historical monuments to shamanism all throughout the world. So everyone has shamanic lineage. It's not that special. It's only special because it's been repressed and we're unfamiliar with it because it's kind of been eradicated, or the powers that be have tried to eradicate it through the Inquisition and Trail of Tears, the wiping out of the Native Americans, the Aborigines, the Siberian shamans, and of course the healing witches from Europe, which is my soul lineage, is the Celtic lineage from Europe and England especially. So lower and upper world. I've already gone through middle world. Lower and upper world, again, are not lower or upper. They're just names to delineate a differentiation, a vibration. Lower world is not below us, and upper world is not above us. It's a vibration. And the vibration is accessed through putting our brains in a theta state of being. And it's just just a different frequency than beta. And scientists have proven that in a theta consciousness, we are more open to creativity, to dreams, to accessing the universal consciousness. So again, this is nothing too esoteric. It's scientific fact that when you're in a theta state of brain, theta state of mind, you are much more able to access other frequencies. So we're talking about changing channels. And I think I've said this before, but 90% of the shamans throughout the world utilize a drum beat, dance, rattles, which I have here, to access theta. A small percentage use ayahuasca, peyote, mushroom. That was a selective group. And my studies for my thesis and Dr. Michael Harner revealed that it is definitely, the drum beat that most shamans use throughout history and throughout the world now to access the theta state of mind. I'm just going to get my drum. Sorry. So theta is accessed through the mother. It's really simple. And this monotonous 20 to 30 beats per minute duplicates the heartbeat of the mother. So it's really the heartbeat of Mother Earth that puts us into a magical state of mind, which is why when you even sit on the earth and get close to a tree, you're accessing your theta mind. So I might as well call in my helping, and if they're not already here. I try to do that at the beginning, but I always start talking. So it's 4 times. 4 times. So I'm calling in the loving and compassionate power animals, helping spirits, ascended masters, to guide me and protect me, and also for everyone watching this. Please receive the same protection and guidance and healing for all the targeted individuals, especially who would like to have their loving and compassionate guides around them, so be it. This is a free will planet. They do not will not access your energy field unless they have your permission, which is intrinsic in determining a good helping spirit from those that aren't, is those that aren't will enter without permission. So I'm gonna smudge. I'm also a certified herbalist. If you have any questions about herbs, especially targets, what can cleanse, what is anti-inflammatory, charcoal is great. Also, I've been taking kelp for radiation poisoning and dulse, the seaweeds. Smudging. Anyone out there that wants to be? If you're watching this and you don't want it, all you do is just say no. But you can still watch it. And then this is rose. I just put a little bit. I refilled the Trader Joe's with water and rose oil, essential oil. So this is also another good way to keep your energy field clear. And it helps with the radiation too. I mean, that has an energetic part to it that you can get out of your energy field. So lower world is, again, a frequency you access through the theta state of mind. It is not above, it is not below. It is a frequency, a channel you switch to in your brain. And I understand we only use a very small portion of our brain, and probably it's because we're not accessing all these other realms that are available to us for help and healing and joy. So lower world is to me, the most magical place. It is filled with, it's the home of the power animals. And again, a power animal, if you have bear medicine, it's not one bear, it's the collective consciousness of bear. In other words, you have access to the entire consciousness of bear energy and the medicine they provide. And bear is protective and family oriented. And I have used bears for cleansing. And you sort of ask to share the same space with bear. You don't leave, at least, not in a normal everyday average shamanic healing. There are some shamans that do leave for different purposes. I don't ever totally leave. I just send. It's called the subsoul. But getting off track. So bear energy is about clearing and protection, and that's the collective energy of bear. And so their spirits live in lower world. Also the mythological, so-called mythological, not necessarily dragons, but mermaids. No, leprechauns and those are in middle world. Unicorns, all the beings that used to be there here on planet Earth, but the planet got too dense and they had to leave. You can access them in lower world because it's a very safe, protected energy for them. You see everything you would associate with the Earth in lower world, except for usually in vibrant colors. It's like Disney on steroids in lower world. Waterfalls that sparkle and have rainbows. You see rainbows that have colors you've never seen. Streams, sacred forests. There's one place that I go in lower world that is like a sacred forest near a stream, and I can go there and be totally at peace and safe. And to meet with my power, to ask questions, to have a meeting. And for targets, like when this world gets too much, it's just a theta brain away for you to be able to access magical, mystical worlds that are healing and helpful. And it's not drug induced, it's your own brain, it's your own reality. We've just been taught, or many, the churches have taught, that is something, evil, but it's the opposite. They're so adamant about saying that, being close to the earth is evil because they know the power. They know the enormous power that we have by being children of the earth. I'm not saying we do not worship the earth. We do not worship crystals or power animals. They're simply God manifesting as hope and help and beauty for us. Just God gave us so many tools. I mean, aside from the food that we eat and the water and the air, we have all these, all this medicine and flowers and plants and trees and it is not worship by any means. It is just appreciation and acknowledgement of all the splendor that we have available to us if we choose to access it. So the many reasons a shaman would go to lower world is to speak directly to power animals, to ask a question for a client, to find a power animal for a client, to get healed by power animals. You can go there. There's wisdom in the trees there. You can go there and talk to the tree spirits. You don't have to go out in the world. I mean, it's a very good thing to do. It's very healing to go and sit beside a tree that you feel comfortable, that you feel is sacred, that you feel called to. But you can also go there in lower world. It's very safe. It's not like middle world that contains all of humanity except for in the unseen. Lower world is such a high vibration that it can't be accessed. And I don't even think I've never seen a reptilian there. They can't access. It's too high. And for targeted individuals, this is not something you do if you're under fire. This is not an escape from the directed energy weapons. It is a source of power you would go to when you're not under fire, and to bring back wisdom and healing so that maybe it happens less and less. I had the most extraordinary comment by someone who said they also journeyed, and it was under the interview that Romola D did with me. And he said when he is on a shamanic journey, they can't access him. So I wonder if they're going to cut this out, but this is really important information. There's many ways we're accessed electronically. There's remote neuromonitoring. Some people are under, many are under directed energy weapons firing, like I am, I believe, from a drone, a satellite that is controlled by the U.S. Navy in underground bunkers. I've seen in Colorado. I've actually done remote viewing. And other people, there's a very extraordinary interview that Targeted Individual did with a man named Adrian in Australia, who had been targeted since he was 4.5 years old and beyond targeted. He was taken at 4 into the military for special services and was, of course, abused. But he talked about EMF around our body, like our soul puts out a certain frequency. And electronics can find that EMF frequency that is distinct to every single one of us. And that's how we can be followed absolutely anywhere. Now, if you're on a shamanic journey and your soul is outside of your body to a certain degree, then that EMF frequency is going to diminish. Or in the case of, if you were to do a journey or astral projection, which is a whole new level, where you actually, your soul leaves your body, you probably would not have any EMF print at all. So there is a possibility, and I haven't even acknowledged this myself, that if you're doing a shamanic journey, your EMF frequency is lowered because you're not actually in your body. So it's something that really needs to be explored. And once we get to the end of this and you're actually doing shamanic journeys, I'd be very, very curious. And I'm going to experiment myself. I guess what I'm saying is don't start it, a journey if you're already under fire. It may be that if you start these journeys, they won't be able to track you as well. And again, I have so much information. I know I get off track, but that just came to mind, and that is super incredibly important information. That if you can lower your EMF soul frequency, you're going to be less trackable. And I hope that this gets out. I know they will cut my videos if I say so. It's really important. So anyway, hopefully, everything will work out. So lower world is accessed through ascension process, which no descending. Sorry, and it's many ways, and we'll get to that. That's the transitional part of shamanism, when you're actually transitioning from this world to lower world or middle world or upper world. And it again is done in a theta state of consciousness, and they say imagination is the bridge to reality, and that's how it begins, is imagination. But that's going to be another video, probably the next one, because I'll have discussed all the three worlds by then, is how you get to these magical worlds in the case of lower world and upper world. So everything on earth is in nature, not humans, is in lower world, and it's the spirit of the waterfall, of the mountain, of the trees, and also the power animals live there, and some of the mythological, so-called mythological animals and creations live in lower world. So upper world. Upper world is the location. It reminds me of what the Christian heaven. Everything is light. Think clouds, crystals, white columns, palaces in white, white stones, white staircases, gold crystals, beauty, extreme lightness and beauty. And this is where the ascended masters are. St. Paul, I've seen Mary Baker Eddy, Hecate, the goddess of the crossroads. Isis is certainly in upper world. She is in a temple. I see her. There's a lot more gold around Isis. So the Christian, ascended masters is definitely very all light and in clouds and hazy. And sometimes you get to them by utilizing the energy of a cloud to ascend. I have had meetings with many ascended masters in a temple that looks like it's made of white marble. I've seen Michael Jackson, who is an ascended master who came here to bring love and joy. He has been there guiding me. I've seen Prince, who is another ascended master at this point. Christ isn't, for me, is in a whole different dimension. It's a whole nother vibration. So you go, when you have philosophical questions, when you have questions about helping humanity in general, if you're working to help humanity, like I feel I am, you'll go to ascended masters, and they will share with you, because you have a itinerary to help many more people than yourself. You get there through an ascension, and for shamans, it's whatever unique to you. It could be just going with your power animal up a staircase. I've gone up a rainbow. I've gone up in a hot air balloon. I've definitely gone up on a cloud. And every shaman's unique. If you live in Lithuania, if you lived in South America, Alaska, you're going to have different images, and you're going to have different guidance. It's just the important piece for your vehicle, for going ascending or descending, and that it feels like joy and love and protection. Whether it's a sled, or a kite, or a canoe, the images that will come to you will be cultural. And the ascended masters you meet will often be cultural. An Aborigine is going to meet a different ascended master than me, because of my blood lineage and my soul lineage. We have different allies throughout our souls, many different incarnations. It's just important that it feels very high vibration. So lower world is the place of castles and white clouds and crystals. And I know Black Elk, the famous Native American, had a long journey where he went to upper world, and I think he talks about it in his in one of the books that was published a long time ago. I forget the name of it. but he has and it's in my, actually, you can see it in my master's thesis. In fact, it's sort of a requirement for me, for you to read my master's thesis if you want any kind of certification. I mean, there's going to be many more qualifications you're going to need. I mean, I'm going to have some kind of proof you've watched the videos and you've followed along. And right now, this is very intuitive. It's, I'm experimenting with doing a class, but you're going to, the same information that's contained in this free video is